Hello everyone, welcome back to Pwn TV. Here I am playing some more Teamfight Tactics on League of Legends, and I wanted to spend some time talking about strategies I've picked up with the Assassin comp that allow you to kind of every single time consistently dive the backline and kill the carry no matter where they're at. So here's a really good example of a game where the opponent was really good at building a defensive kind of wall that my assassins would crash into, and there were really no open spots on their side of the map for my assassins to all leap into all at once. So I had to kind of develop a strategy that allowed the non-assassins to stay as far away from the enemy team as possible. So I'll spend a second or two looking through everyone's layout to make sure that I know what the best positioning is, and then I just try to put everyone who's not an assassin as far away from the enemy team as I can. This is going to force both armies to advance away from the corners of the map, and that's going to open up the corners of the map every single time. I got really lucky with Pirate Gold this game, actually. I ran Pirates early game to kind of get a gold lead, and once I hit 50 plus, I was like, well, I'm probably not going to see my tier 2 Graves, and that's going to be fine. I'll eventually just retire my Pirates and spend my gold, try to get level 9, and build, 9 decent tier 2 champions, and then win the game that way. So right now, I'm rocking out the Assassin passive and the Glacial passive, and I think that's all I really need to win the game. So ideally this game, I'm going to focus really hard on getting the Glacials all the way up there. And you'll kind of see some mistakes that the opponent makes. Basically, they keep their carry in the back and they keep their tank in the front like some weird metagame, but that's not how you play Teamfight Tactics, believe it or not. Like, take it from someone who's played hundreds of games of this already. You can't really just do the metagame, leave the assassin in the back, or excuse me, leave the carry in the back and leave the tank in the front, because then you're opening yourself wide up. You're wide open to an assassin comp at that point, because all of your tanks are going to get leapt over, dude. We're going to leap over all of those tanks, and then we're going to kill the backline. So there's a few really good counter strats to assassins that I don't think people know about and they should know about, and that is basically put your tank in the back of the map. And that doesn't sound intuitive at first, but depending on the matchup, if a lot of assassins are killing your carry right away, that's your problem. That's your weakness, is you don't have a tank in the back of the map of defending your carry. So you should do that. A lot of people on stage 1, for example, they're like, oh, well, Garen's up front and he's spinning into my army, and so I need to keep my Ashe as far away from the Garen as I can. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Garen keeps smashing into Ashe. Ashe is just going to keep getting torn up, and then Garen's just going to keep winning, right? So intuitively, you would think, okay, well, we need to put a big, heavy guy in front of Ashe, in between Garen and Ashe. That works great until there's no more Garens. When there's no more Garens, when there's no more frontline that's doing that to you, like, that's when you need to get creative with your frontline, and that's how you're going to win the majority of your games when it comes down to it. When you're fighting for first place, those are the positioning hacks that you really need to know about to actually get the game to always win for you. So right now, it doesn't matter what I grab. I mean, I wasn't dead last pick, so I got to pick early, but I didn't have anything on that carousel that I wanted, so I just went for Gnar. When in doubt, you just go get Gnar. Honestly, that's what you should do. That's a word of advice to anyone that's playing this game for the first time. You need Gnar. You don't want them to have Gnar. And so I'm kind of torn here, guys, because I'm level 7 and I have an 8th champion in play. Game rules say if my bench is full, I put the Gnar into play from the carousel, directly from the carousel into play. So I have a glitch here where I have an extra champion, and that's good for now because it's a Gnar, but eventually I want to be able to maneuver my champions around, and the game will not allow me to do that until I resolve this issue where the Gnar is glitched onto the battlefield. Alright, so I'm going to do that as soon as possible so I can continue actually snowballing here. But for the meantime, it's really cool to have the extra champion kind of just fucking everyone over. Easy. That guy's gone. He died with a lot of gold. GG. I got pirate gold out of that. Sweet. Alright, so right here I've got to resolve my issue, or otherwise I can't move anything around. So we got to figure that out. How are we going to do it? I think we spend some of that gold and level up. I think that's the ticket. Okay, so now we can move guys around. That looks pretty good. Sure. This might be too far forward, actually, to get my assassins to really dive the corners. I think I'm too far pushed up right here, but we'll see. No, it wasn't too bad, actually, because they ran assassins as well, so all the spots opened up right away. So the way assassins work, guys, is they're invisible for the first second of the fight, and then they leap onto the closest open spot, okay? So they leap at the same time, which means they can leap into another assassin's, an enemy assassin's starting location. They could just hop right there. So in this case, yeah, that was easy because my assassins just hopped right on top of where those assassins were originally blocking me, and I just 5v1 to the carry in the back. So this is going to be interesting. I have Glacial passive, but I don't have a Shin tank that I really need for Drake, so I'm kind of hoping that I can put something together on the fly because I have not really even anticipated the Drake fight yet. This is like, I was very shocked to find that I made it to Drake here. I suppose 5-6 is Infernal Drake. But yeah, I don't really have a good team comp for it. But we're going to try our best with Assassin passive and with Glacial passive. Oh, and we have Wild passive now as well because Rengar and Gnar count for Wild passive. Sejuani does not. Neither does Volibear, by the way. Interesting, but true. Okay, so that was hella easy. Not bad. Assassin passive is really strong, guys. Do not underestimate. So I have a tier. That tier is probably going to finish another item, hopefully. If not, it's just going to kind of hang out on one of my assassins, I think. Akali could use something like that. I want these Anivias really bad. I don't think I'm going to get the third one. We're going to have to really figure out how to not die, and I think the ticket is to get this Anivia for our 4th Glacial. It's the strongest choice, I think, considering I've already rerolled enough to know there's 3 Anivias available. I think it's the strongest choice. So that backline's not really all that open, and that's probably going to cost me a little bit here. But, you know, fortunately I have the Gnar to fall back on. Even at rank 1, even at tier 1 Gnar, still able to knock everyone off of, you know, my carries and such, and keep the CC going to actually win. Crowd control is kind of important, guys. Alright, so I'm looking at their board and I'm thinking, okay, well, I really need to open up the middle of the map as much as possible so the enemy team advances closer to my side. That's going to open up the whole back corner of the map for me. And if I don't do that, I'm going to lose. It's very important to open that up. So placement is everything here. So 5 cost Anivia I can't really buy. That's really annoying. I can only hope that I win this fight right here and I get the extra gold for winning, and then I can get the Anivia that way. But I don't have pirates anymore, so I don't get a treasure chest. It's really clutch sometimes. You could be at 4 gold and lose and still get a gold out of the treasure chest if you're fast enough and still buy this Anivia if you had the pirate passive online still, but I don't. I'm focusing more on Glacials, tier 2 Glacial buff. Doing pretty well. I need to really figure out how to kill this Lucian, though. It's looking like he's going to be the determining factor on who wins this game, is whether or not Lucian dies early. So how do we kill Lucian early? First off, we get that tier 2 Anivia. That's a huge power spike. Now we really need that tier 2 Gnar somehow. Very important. Let's peek over at his board. So yeah, we just need to open up that back corner and then dive Lucian. So all of our assassins up front are invisible, which means they can't be seen at the start of the fight, which means that the tanks on the enemy team will walk right into them and just watch them pounce way over to the other side of the map. No problem. They will walk right in. So that's an open spot. Look at that. They advanced. We dove in. 3 assassins in the back line. The marksmen stand no chance. The chain CC is coming, boys. It's too strong. Garen can't handle this. He's trying his best. He's 1v9ing, dude. 1v9ing. Whew! Garen is a boss. He's got that noble buff as well. Still fucking working on stage 6-3. You got noble buff carrying right now. Whew, that was fucking hard. Alright, so that is low-key terrifying. I know I'll win, but I'll give him enough games against me to learn my weakness, and that's not good. So I still have to adjust my team comp so we don't continually watch Garen 1v1 Gnar at the end. Very important. I want to kill him in one go. I don't want to give him any more practice against my fight. I don't want to give him any reasons to tweak his army and beat me. I want to get that first place. So I have to make some adjustments. I noticed Anivia died last time real early, but we leveled her up since then, so she might be okay. I don't know if I'm going to move her here or not. Don't need any gold. Team comps look pretty much the same, and I'll technically win since he hasn't moved anyone around. So this is basically what we're rocking with. Hopefully the pathing works out for me and I can actually not get 1v9'd by their Garen. And Garen doesn't get noble buff, so it's GG. It's GG. Garen doesn't have noble buff, so he can't do what he just did. Noble buff is random and it went on Graves, and that's terrible for him. Yep. Graves is just about to get wrecked. And it's just, you know, it's over. It's over, dude. That noble buff was just lucky for Garen last game. His luck ran out, boys. And we're going to win. We're going to take the game. Take the game. It's ours. Easy match. Very easy match. So a bunch of Tier 2 champions. Glacial Tier 2 Glacial buff against a bunch of Tier 3 champions. All of which are really bad, by the way. I'm saying it. I'm actually saying it. Quote me on this. Lucian's not good. Lucian's a pretty trash champion. I used to think he was good, but he's pretty trash. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching it to the end. Hopefully you guys picked up on some of those awesome techniques to get those assassins to dive those carries and win every single time that way. And until next time, boys, peace out.